What's up, YouTube? Coming at you today with another knife vid. This is a first look for YouTube at the Blackheart Knives Gunner10. Blackheart Knives is Rich Robinson's knife company. He is making custom full-height convex fixed blades, and believe it or not, at 10 inches, this is the runt of his first litter. He has several designs that he's brought, and this is the smallest of them. He has the Gunner12, the Juggernaut, and then a couple others. And he's got a lot of designs in the works. But I'm going to put a link in the description, and highly recommend you guys go check out his other work. But the Gunner10 is a 10-inch overall knife, full-height convex, A2 steel, 60 Rockwell, black Cerakote on the blade. Mine has the black micarta scales with red and black G10 liners. And all Blackheart knives come with a custom Kydex sheath by Rich. Mine has excellent retention, has a thumb ramp for release, as well as the large locking Kydex. Sorry, Tek-Lok. All of Rich's knives are full height convex, no micro bevels, true zero convex, excellent cutting geometry, excellent performance. As you can see, I've been using mine a lot. I've done a lot of batoning already with mine. I've done some feather sticking, and the edge is holding up insanely well, and the knife performs insanely well. I'm definitely going to get some video footage and bring you guys along with doing some work with it, but I do have a lot of pics of the batoning and such over on my Instagram. And Blackheart Knives is also on Instagram. If you go over there and search Blackheart Knives, you'll find him no problem. And Rich is a fellow knife nut who has a collection of several hundred knives, and he calls that his research and development department. And he learned a lot about what he liked and didn't like through other knives over the years, and then around 2008 he started designing knives, and he had a good friend by the name of Brian Johnson, knife maker out of Idaho, who made some of those designs for him. And then in 2010, Rich got a grinder and has been making knives ever since then, but really wanted to perfect his craft before bringing Blackheart Knives. He had a lot of contacts within CNC machining work, which he has his scales CNC'd, and also steel contacts. And he was brought up within the tire industry and custom wheels and custom funny car parts and NASCAR parts and all kinds of stuff like that. And so his uncle happened to be Motor Trend editor and knew a guy who builds funny car engines, funny car parts, as well as NASCAR engines and NASCAR parts. Jezel, if I'm not mistaken, Jezel. And this guy is a steel mad scientist. You can't have flaws when you're, building blocks for NASCAR engines. So he has all of the scientific equipment he needs to test steel for flaws within his shop. And he actually tests all the steel that he ever buys before buying it. So Rich is able to get giant sheets of steel from him, so he's not limited in what he can do size-wise. And he's making some real beasts. The scales, again, it is a custom knife, but he does have the scale pattern work machined, and he has a couple of CNC buddies, he was telling me, and one of them does parts for Northrop and Boeing, so they're super high precision there. And then the other guy is another guy involved with the funny car parts and such. But you can see there is a diamond style pattern machined in on the back portion, and then a unidirectional line pattern on the front here, which is a little easier grip than the little less texturing, so it's easier for long, hard work. The ergonomics are incredible with all the choils, and the knife fits your hand absolutely perfectly. The design ideas from Rich, from what he told me on the Gunner10, was he wanted an all-around knife that would serve just as easily with law enforcement, military personnel, as it would with bushcraft, survival, And it's tough to do an all-around knife, but he's done an absolutely great job. The ergonomics, when he builds a knife and prototypes it, he puts palm olive all over his hands and goes out and slashes a tire 30 to 50 times in every grip he can possibly think of to make sure that the knife is locked in well. Then he stabs a stump. So I'm going to attempt the tire slashing myself with some probably Dawn, which is what we use, and I'm confident that I wouldn't have a problem. I mentioned 10 inches overall, but I will show you a size comparison here to my Bark River Aurora, advertised as their flagship bushcraft knife. It's been my go-to bushcraft knife for quite some time now. They're both A2 steel, same bar stock thickness, roughly the same cutting edge length, but about an inch overall more for the Blackheart. But the cutting geometry is actually better on the Blackheart due to the tall grind, giving you more room for Rich to grind it leaner. And the Bark River knife having a saber convex, it's just not that thin behind the edge. It's pretty beefy. So the fine work as far as feather sticking is no problem with the Blackheart, and you get a lot more control with that wide blade and great ergonomics, with no fear of slipping up on the blade. The knife fits well in any grip imaginable, like I mentioned. You can choke back a choil. You can even choke back all the way to here with my hands anyway and still be all the way on the knife if you're making snap cuts or doing a little bit of chopping. The maker's marks are just awesome. Get you in close here. He's got his coat of arms there for Blackheart, which is a lion or a bear, take your choice, he said. G1 for G10 Gunner, and 45 is my serial number, which I love that number. I carry a 45. On this side you have the Blackheart U.S.A. Every knife does come with a certificate of authenticity. Focus you in here. Signed by Rich, made in the U.S.A. Alright guys, well this is just going to be a quick first look. Like I said, I'm definitely going to do some videos using the Gunner10 and bringing you guys along. And I'm getting ready to post a video for anyone who wants to pick up one of the Blackheart knives. Use the code Knifeguy at your checkout for 15% off. And Rich was nice enough to offer that, and I have a feeling you're not going to be able to get his knives so easily for very long. I know Cutlery Lover got a Gunner10. I saw it on Instagram. I know We All Juggle Knives did a video, so they're definitely going to be a lot of people looking at them soon, although you might not have heard of them before today. So the Gunner10, if you were to use the discount code, instead of $425, would be $361.25. So that's a substantial discount of a knife that I don't think you're going to be able to get long, and it's a custom knife with the optimal cutting geometry for bushcraft work, and I think a lot of you guys would really enjoy them. So thanks for watching. Go check out the link below. Everybody have a good one.